nice and hot today. Perfect day for a salad. Refreshing, nice and spicy. Thai beef salad, one of my specialties, with a tropical twist. First thing, the beef. A nice cut of beef, like a Scotch fillet, or maybe a skirt with lots of fat, because we're gonna overcook the beef in the grill to get it nice and crispy. So marinating the beef, really simple. A tiny little bit of corn flour in a mixing bowl, a pinch of chili spice powder, really, really hot, little bit of turmeric, the tropical twist, and make sure you slice your beef really nice and thin, so it gets very crispy when you char grill it. So finish to cut your beef, get all your really thin strips, and dust them into the flour. Make sure you mix it together first, so you get an even coating of the beef. A tiny little bit of seasoning, very little bit of salt, but not too much, because in the dressing I'm gonna use fish sauce, and the fish sauce is really salty already. So get that beef in there, beautiful. How beautiful is this weather? Melting like a piece of chocolate bonbon. A tiny little bit of olive oil in the barbecue, and start cooking. There you are. You want this really nice and hot. So the beef is gonna get a lovely caramelization outside. It's gonna get that lovely sort of golden brownish color. The flour is gonna get plenty of flavor going on there. So it doesn't matter if your beef is not the best cut, because you camouflaging with all the spices, the flavor of the beef. And the flour is helping to get that lovely, crusty, beautiful golden color. The smell is beautiful already, so fragrant. At the same time, I'm getting a pot of hot water, because I'm gonna use a couple of blondes for my salad. And I'll explain to you what is a blonde now. Baby sweet corn, it doesn't have much flavor, but it looks really pretty. That's why we call it a blonde. Get it? You're gonna get like 4 or 5 of them and work it into the hot water. Just blanch it for about 10, 15, 20 seconds and ready to go. Nice and soft. It's looking fantastic. When you barbecuing beef with coating of flour, you have to make sure that all the flour actually cook and it's not little white patches left. So a tiny little bit more oil will help a lot. All the white patches of the flour are going. There you are. And our beef is cooked all the way. To get it nice and crispy, it has to cook all the way. There you are. That's what we're looking for. Lovely caramelization of the beef. There you are. So, what we're doing now, switching off the grill, and leave the residual heat in the grill to finish our beef. As you can see, I'm melting like an ice cream. So, 20 seconds, the blondes, they're nice and soft. We call them blondes in the kitchen. No disrespect for any blondes. And now we need a really cold, chill bowl, and we're gonna start to cut little bits and bits for the salad. Capsicum, it's got a nice watery sort of texture, and it's really nice and crunchy to the bite. So nice and thin, oppa, in the mixing bowl. Beautiful. Guess what is the next color in the salad? Red. Red and yellow, Spanish flag, one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Anyway, that lovely bite. Look at that bowl. I feel like in Spain already. A little bit of spring onions. We'll give them a haircut first. There you are. And really nice and thin again, on angle into the salad. Nice and angle, beautiful shape in the salad. Whisk, whisk, whisk. Pink shallots. Same family of the onion too, but without that acidity. It's gonna give a lovely touch of color too. And just break them down, all nice and flaky, in the salad. Beautiful. Now, the hot part in the mix, hot chili. Bright and red, cut it in angle, and leave it nice and chunky. So when you get the bite, kick of the hot chili. There you are, in the mixing bowl. Beautiful. Tiny little bit of lemon zest, lime zest in this case for the Thai recipe. The microplane, and great, ready to go. Tiny little touch of citrus, beautiful. Coriander roots, I always save them. I use the leaves, I always save the roots in the fridge. They're fantastic for sauces, they're fantastic for dressings. They're the highest concentrate flavor of the coriander. We'll put them the really, really nice chunky bite. We'll put them in the salad too. Opa, and in the salad mix. Now, cucumber, probably the vegetable with higher content of water. So we chop a few wedges, just get the knife in there, really nice and thin. As soon as we finish with the cucumber in the bowl, we're coming back to our blondes. Toma, que toma, que toma, toma, que toma, que toma, toma, que toma, que toma, ta. There you are. The blondes se cut, and they go in our salad. Look at this already. Does it look beautiful? So tropical. Now we have the mix, we got the beef, we're gonna go to the dressing. And for do the dressing, over. A big chunky mortar pesto, microplane, it helps beautifully to work with ginger because you don't have to get chopped and get messy. Just microplane the ginger yourself, a little bit of sun, and get into it, baby. Bang, bang, bang. About 1 teaspoon worth. Lovely acidity, heaps of flavor, heaps. Now, a tiny little bit of garlic to refresh and give a little bit of a punch. Tiny little bit of lime juice. Squeeze it in and put the limes too. So when you get the mortar pesto inside, you bruise them and get the best out of them. Now, a couple more coriander roots. Just chop them really nice and finely and then go into the mix. There you are. Remember, the coriander roots, less than the hairy bits, they're the most powerful flavor into the coriander. Let's switch off this heat because I think it's a party here. Tiny little bit of seasoning, very little bit, and lovely touch of fish sauce. To give body to this amazing dressing, lots of olive oil. To enhance the flavor of the lime leaves go beautiful. Just whack them in full and crush them. There you are. And now, fun time. The more you bruising, the more flavor is coming out. Now, spicy bar, the Mexico lindo, andele, andele, jiba, jiba, arriba, arriba, Tabasco sauce. About a couple of teaspoons, 5 or 6 shakes, okay? And the sweet part of the recipe, sweet soy. This is really like almost caramel made from soy. It's beautiful for dressings. The aroma is beautiful too. And keep bruising. Opa. It's getting a lovely color. So now, purple cabbage. This is our plate. And with the leftover ones, I'm just gonna siphon at them. They got lovely flavor too. Opa. Oh, that's heavy. And they're gonna look beautiful through our mix. So just fold them into a roll and with the knives, neat and nice and fine. And that purple bright color is so beautiful in the salad. Flavor is beautiful too. Okay, get into the salad. So now we go into the plating option with a few tuna leaves. They're so spicy. They got a little touch of mustard. So start plating. We put a little bit of our mix, tiny little bit of our dressing in it. Just be careful with this dressing. This is an atomic bomb right now. There you are. Mix it all together. And a little bit of the mix in the salad. Make sure you get the capsicum, the chili, all the colors together. And now get that beef into the plate. Beautiful caramelization from the corn flour. A few tuna leaves. There we are. And the same operation again. Salad is finished. And for the last touch of crispiness, some crispy fried shallots. And there you go. Tropical beef salad. So hot. I hope it helps me to cool down. That's better. Let's have a taste in this beauty. Here we are, tropical North Queensland. We are right now in Palm Cove. This place is great, it's fantastic. Like, I could almost fall asleep a siesta just standing on my feet. It's so relaxed, it's amazing. I'll tell you something, the scallops, the can get from here, they're absolutely fantastic. Tropical scallops. I'm gonna cook a little pasta dish just with using local scallops from the area. I have a little trick that one of my friends teach me back in Spain. I'm gonna show you how to actually cook pasta without having to boil it first. This technique is just trying to use angel hair. It is a really thin pasta, and it's gonna rehydrate really quickly with all the stock and the white wine. Actually, all this flavor is gonna get into the pasta, and at the same time, we're gonna cook the scallops. The scallops has got natural juices, and all that is gonna get into the pasta, flavoring it fantastically. So what we need for this recipe, a really hot pan. The heat in the pan is gonna start to cook the garlic, the chili, and the herbs. About 2 garlic cloves worth. A tiny little bit of chili, I would say about half a chili's worth, nice and hot. Saute the garlic and the chili together until the garlic starts to get that lovely caramelized golden color. And now, gonna start to put the scallops inside the pan. The shell of the scallop has got a lovely sea flavor, the flavor of the sea. So slowly, that oil is gonna start infusing with that lovely flavor. And we put the pasta inside. Like the same way we're gonna cook a risotto. We spread the pasta evenly, and with the olive oil, the garlic, the chili, and the juices of the scallop is gonna start to create a lovely sauce. Now, for the liquid, a little bit of white wine. Listen that bubbles. And a tiny little bit of fish stock. That's gonna be the base of our sauce. I learned this trick with Ferran Adrià. This chef is so smart, and he told me that cooking the pasta this way, all the flavor inside the fish, the scallops, or whatever we cook this pasta, gets inside the pasta. It's amazing. The scallops is cooked on the shell, so it's actually nice and red, and it keeps all the juices nice and plump. Now, to finish the recipe, nice seasoning, cracked pepper, sea salt, tiny little bit of basil, and for a lovely flavor, a little bit of parsley. There we are. And some chives here, they go fantastic. The chives in the pasta. The last ending touch, lovely lemon. The citrusy flavor of the lemon is gonna go fantastic to finish the pasta. Don't be shy with this stuff. I love lemon. Have a look at this. Stir, mix all the herbs in, and all the herbs will cook with the residual heat inside the pan. And ready for serving. An amazing recipe. And the most important thing, fresh tropical seafood. What better place to eat it than in paradise? Salud. So Sarah, I'm juggling with these strawberries.
They're nice and fresh, aren't they?
What are you gonna juggle with these ingredients? Surprise me.
Tonight we've got a luxury cocktail. Luxury
Cocktail, so what are we doing?
What it is a strawberry and starfruit cobbler. It's a twist on a cobbler. It's got some luxury tequila Herradura Selection Crema. I'm gonna start this cocktail by giving you one of these.
Let me guess. Boston glass, thank you.
Glass. And I'm gonna put some fruit in it, some strawberries. Just cut the end off, and then we're just gonna...
2 strawberries per glass?
Yep. Now, you're gonna muddle them, or you can muddle one and I'll muddle the other one.
Any special technique, or just
Make sure
go
you
for
put your hand over the top so that it doesn't...
So that thing goes everywhere.
Yeah.
And just modeling, baby.
So I've got two of these, Miguel.
2 of them, jiggy.
Jiggy jiggers.
Getting jiggy with the jiggy.
So
Okay.
This is an orange liqueur in here, and it's 15 mils.
Okay, 50 mils.
Whoop. This is a beautiful French strawberry liqueur, 15 for you as well.
15 mils.
And then in here I've just got some pressed apple juice, 30 mils. Now what I'm going to do, we found all these beautiful star fruits, so we're going to use these in this cocktail, and I love them because they're nice and tart.
Nice and tart.
Thank you.
Very typical of Tart, North Queensland.
I'm going to put some of these in here.
Okay.
Just a few, a little bit of ice to that.
Ice, baby.
Grab one of these,
One
and we're
of
going to shake.
Look at this. Tom Cruise will be so proud of me. Look at this.
So I'm going to just chuck the ice in.
Look at this. This is what I'm talking about, baby. Let me work it out. Let me work it out.
Hey, and flip. Woo.
And now we do.
All right, now we shake.
We shake it. Interesting.
Look at this face, baby.
How do you usually know when the content is ready?
Can you feel that? Feel how frosty that is?
Yeah.
That's what you want. You want these
so you
tips
know
to be
your
nice
hands.
and frosty.
Good tip back home. Your
And then-
hand is nice and frosty.
Then I'm going to grab the hawthorn strainer.
There you have beautiful pips to the
And we're gonna-
strawberry. Can we put a little bit more of the luxury thing?
I'm going to put that in over the top.
That looks fantastic. So you put it just right at the end. You don't put it into the mixing
I put it
business.
in over the top.
Luxury.
15 mils in each, some apple cider, and now you finish it off with some straws. How good does that look?
Fantastic. So now,
Yum.
cheers. What a romantic sunset. I'm almost falling in love. Amazing, isn't it? I'm gonna cook you a French classical recipe, tartin, with a tropical twist. All you need first is a nice juicy pineapple. You have to slice it. So get a knife through, cut it through the half. For our caramel, lots of butter. There you are. So dice it up your butter, and in a pan, give it a little bit of happiness, a little bit of butter, and lots of brown sugar. As you can see, that lovely white foam is the butter. It starts to split the fat part from the liquid one. Now is when we put our lovely brown sugar, and we form a nice thick toffee. That is gonna caramelize beautifully our pineapple. So let's start slicing the pineapple. Okay, we're gonna cut the outsides. There we are. Get rid of the outside. And now, very symmetrical, because we're gonna put them nice and tidy, one after another. Slice it, make sure it's nothing green, and nice and fine. The fine you cut it, the faster we'll cook. And in this amazing place, we have no time to waste. No pressure. As you can see, the big, thick bubble indicates is when the caramel starts happening. Nice and thick. And now, set up your tartin. Very, very tidy. Do it nice or do it twice. There you are, one with another. Leave them swim in that beautiful swimming pool of caramel. Remember, the nicest you set it up, the nicer it will look later. Because the tartin is gonna present it upside down. And now we put down the heat so we don't burn it. There you are. And let's pineappling. 1, 2, 3. I think we're gonna do a couple of layers because there's a lot of people around and I don't think I have enough. There we are. Look at that caramel bubbling away. Let's chop the next one. Chop, 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 chop. And to the tart. There you are. So the pineapple is gonna cook about a couple of minutes and it's gonna start to get nice and soft. Press with your hands. Watch that caramel is super hot. And cooking away. Couple of minutes. At this stage, the caramel is nice and thick and the pineapple start breaking down slowly. That's the time for the puff pastry. So now, it's nice and soft, so treat it with love. Cut in half, and a few patches will be more than enough. Remember, the puff pastry is gonna double in size when it cooks, and it's gonna be a lovely base for this simple, tropical, and amazing dessert. 8 minutes in the oven, 170 degrees, will help a lot to cook the tart. So, one of them, stop the heat, and just make sure you cover the whole surface, and because it is really thin, I'm gonna put 2. Just make sure you cover all the patches, and if you put the first one like this, cross over, so you cover in every single hole. There you are. Remember, when it bakes, The tart is gonna serve it upside down, and it's gonna look très bien. So now, I'm going to the kitchen. I'll go and have some dinner. Lovely dessert ready by the time I'm finished. C'est les balances qu'on trouve. A great French chef told me this trick. When the tartin is ready, you have to be able to turn around like a DJ. There you are. Now, we turn it, and we see our beautiful presentation sign. This is pretty tricky. It has to be in just one move. 1, 2, 3, opa! Wow, there you are. Classical French recipe. I just add a little tropical twist. The pineapple caramelized beautifully. And it's a big swimming pool of caramel. I cannot wait to eat. So let's have a little taste. Absolutely delightful. French recipe, tropical twist. Très bien, merci.